Every year, we recognize World Mental Health Awareness Day. It's a powerful reminder of why our work at NAMI North Carolina matters so deeply. But mental health awareness isn't just one day on the calendar. It's every day, in every conversation, every act of compassion, and every effort to build community across our state. From the mountains to the coast, our NAMI North Carolina affiliates, volunteers, and staff are showing what it truly means to support mental well-being together. Today, we want to share a few voices from our board members and our state affiliate leaders, individuals leading this work on the ground and making a real impact in their communities. Their thoughts and stories remind us that when we come together across backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs, we create a North Carolina where everyone feels seen, supported, and valued. Because building community and supporting mental well-being isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You know, one of the things that comes to mind when I think about community and how that really support that I needed at a time that was really critical came through for me. And it was kind of a duality. Um, I had become very ill a few months ago, and I reached out to my godson to take care of my son who has a disability. And at the time, I was too ill to really give him instructions on who to contact or anything. And I was rushed off to the hospital. But interestingly enough, one of the things he did, he reached out to the president of my local affiliate, NAMI Durham. And Shanika Allen called him back immediately that night. And the amount of support that not only that she gave to me in terms of rallying the entire community together to make sure that all my needs were met, but it was also the support that she showed my godson, who she didn't know, and was very stressed, who'd barely ever seen me have a cold, let alone be in a hospital. And the way that she supported him through that time, I can't even tell you what that meant to me and what that meant to him. And he's spoken of it several times. So one of the things I would always say is if you're involved in the community and you're involved in something like NAMI North Carolina or a local affiliate, talk about it. I talk about NAMI all the time. And had I not talked about NAMI all the time, my godson would not have known to reach out to them. So community is sharing your experience, lived experience, work experience, and talking about mental health, because we all have mental health. Some of us struggle with it and some of us don't. But in the end, just sharing is what really brings community together.
I'm really glad you asked that question because I think that as an affiliate president in my county and also as a peer, so many people living, individuals and families living with mental illness tend to live in secrecy and isolation. And it can be really hard when you think that you're the only one dealing with these issues. What I have seen is that community is at the heart of recovery. Just knowing that you are not alone. And I just love that you are not alone. Just knowing that can make a huge difference in someone waking up and deciding whether or not they want to get out of bed and take that next action to engaging in their life. We here in Haywood do lots of community events, just talking about mental health, talking about the realities, talking about the shame, talking about just hope, that there is hope, and engaging in conversation. I think getting people together who may not even understand, and then to see that light in their eye that, oh, wow, yeah, that's me too, just is wonderful.
Right now, I'm wearing three hats. One as an affiliate president in Orange and Chatham counties, and the other hats are as the affiliate chair for the Affiliate Leadership Network and the others on the North Carolina board. But the one thing that I think in terms of bringing a community together that I think is unique for our affiliate, and certainly something that's really close to my heart, is reaching out to the Spanish-speaking community. And our board and volunteers have really been trying to recruit facilitators that are Spanish-speaking, because we've had a few instances where there's been a great deal of trauma in our schools with students being bullied who are of Hispanic descent and are being threatened. You know, kids are teasing them, and there's a general fear of parents. So we've done our best and at work with other organizations like El Futuro, St. Thomas More, and we have been working to really provide that support, you know, and letting them know that they're not alone, that this is a very stressful time, that this is that NAMI provides resources for them, and that we're certainly there providing advocacy to assure that our state is progressive and especially in the Department of Education, which our superintendent has been wonderful in giving local schools tools and giving local school therapists tools, principals, teachers, and parents. So I think we're very proud of that. I think we've been strong advocates, and it's important that our communities are diverse, that we're reaching out and recruiting those who are sensitive to these different cultural differences.
So as a therapist, I've seen firsthand how powerful it is when clinical care and community support work go hand in hand. And so clinical care can provide tools and strategies for individuals to manage their mental health. But community support, that gives them the connection, that hope and sense of belonging that really sustains healing. It helps bridge that gap between the therapy room and everyday life. And it reminds people that they're not alone in this journey. And so NAMI NC plays that vital role in strengthening that bridge through peer-led support groups, education programs, and state advocacy. NAMI NC is ensuring that individuals and families have access to resources, and that complements professional care.
One of the things that I find that's most important when you're talking about mental health is looking at some of the things that commonly happen. One of those things is isolation. And NAMI really talks about bringing people together and trying to dispel things like isolation or feeling out of sorts or feeling like we're out of place in the communities with which we live, or even in the community of family even. So being able to reach out comfortably and talk to people, sharing lived experience in a safe space where you don't feel judged, where you feel like you're being heard, and where you're being encouraged in every capacity to be a part of the community that you're functioning in, that you live in, not resulting back to isolation, but actually being a part. And even if you're not comfortable being out there doing, just regular things, NAMI offers this amazing space where you can come into the support groups, classes. There's a whole community right there that kind of helps you acclimate into dealing with the rest of your community at your own pace. So it's just a nice, safe transition from kind of being in our own world and just staying to ourselves to being part of a real, genuine community that actually cares about you and that sees you.
So I think that one of the greatest benefits of NAMI and the programs that it has to offer is that it allows people to establish connections and feel a place of belonging in the community. My focus has been largely on substance abuse and recovery. And so I've seen people that get connected with NAMI programs, not only the connection support groups, but also a lot of the educational components so that they can go out and actually help people to understand what all goes into mental health and how it impacts their lives and decisions. It's really inspiring to see some people that I know and have worked with for years come out of addiction and really thrive in NAMI and all of the programs and educational things so that they can get out into the community and let people know how they can play a role in helping repair the mental health of people that are around them.
Building community gets more volunteers. Quite honestly, the more people you can touch and the more people you can bring together, it inspires others to want to offer their service in helping others. I especially find too that with families, they're more apt to want to have a family of people that I don't know, that they can relate to, and as one of the NAMI support group principles is that we find humor is healthy, and so community is good for that, because we may laugh at things that not necessarily everyone else may do.
Well, I think we bring people together primarily through our shared experience. I think many of us who are involved with NAMI, the leadership, volunteers, members, most of us have our own private lived experience. And I think what we do uniquely is we bring people together to share that experience. And when you share that experience, you share understanding. There's a sense of purpose, there's a sense of strength, and there's a sense of hope for everyone that we, as for example, as parents, one parent may have experienced one situation or had an experience with the police, for example, or law enforcement, and there's a comfort in knowing that yes, that's happened, that's happened to us too with our children, and we became active in this way, and this is how NAMI supports that, so that we have CIT and we have an educated law enforcement, which we're very, very fortunate to have here in Orange and Chatham counties. So I think what we do is we really bring people together with a sense of belonging, a sense of understanding, and you're not alone. And there's something so powerful about that. I have felt that. And the reason I volunteer, the reason I continue to assume a leadership role is because I know how meaningful those individuals were to me. I remember how meaningful taking family to family was. And so when you reach out, it can just be one person, gives you a sense of reassurance and hope that you're not alone, and I really get it. And when you meet another parent or another person who's had that journey, you get it. And there's really a great sense of comfort and strength in it.
So NAMI NC does a great job of expanding access to our local affiliates across the state in our 100 counties. Our helpline actually supports 2,000 North Carolinians every year. And so it's so important that we still work towards bringing the community together in a space where compassion can meet action. And so we have mental health awareness, education, and advocacy all working hand in hand. And so whether someone is searching for hope for their family member or simply needing to be heard, NAMI NC really has a way that we're really making sure that people are together and coming together in this journey in mental health care.